coordinators at education-based interscholastic events. Request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments, or other intimidating or taunting actions or chants will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Please enjoy the game in a positive manner. Now for the starting lineups for tonight's game. First of all, for the Tigers. Number 2, Abby Radloff. Number 6, Malaya Kovalevsky. Number 7, Lexi Miller. Number 8, Emma Pino. Number 12, Sheridan Zimmerman. Number 13, Avery Downs, the libero. Number 14, Erica Mills. Ripon is coached by Tracy Landerman. And now the starting lineup for the WLA Vikings. Number 18, Riley Laird, the libero. Number 7, Geneva Hewitt. Number 8, Mary Zunker. Number 9, Kaylee Fry. Number 10, Melena Dins. Number 15, Elena Supernan. And number 22, Sabrina Bernhardt. The Vikings are coached by Mr. Jamie Recker.
We'll want to welcome you in here to the campus of Winnebago Lutheran Academy this evening. I'm Jordan King taking you through some Flyway Conference action between the Tigers of Ripon and the Winnebago Lutheran Academy Vikings. And an early swing is blocked down by Ripon. I think that was number 7, Lexi Miller, who gets her first kill of the evening. A couple of Flyway Conference teams, as we mentioned, not normally 2 Flyway Conference teams, but here in the alternate spring season, shifting conferences around a little bit. Campbell Sport, Ripon, Ripon, all in the Flyway Conference. There's a good swing, and it finds the corner. That's Kaylee Fry, and set up well that time for the Vikings, and Fry gets her first kill. Ferocious swing from that left side. Tied up here at 1. 4-3 on the season is Ripon. The Tigers, pretty impressive. A couple of sweep losses that they've had, or just the one sweep that they're coming off of, and that was at St. Mary's Springs. Tough place to go play as Ripon retakes the lead on that point, 2-1. Ripon, middle of the pack as it currently sits in the Flyway. They're 4th. Tell you about the Flyway standings in just a second, as Geneva Hewitt, with a little bit of an error there, couldn't get it over the net, hammered it into the net, and it's 3-1 Ripon. They target Hewitt on the serve. Do the Tigers, and the Vikings miscue once again. That was Riley Lair who couldn't get it over the net. Erica Mills is serving for Ripon, by the way. Mills, the junior for the Tigers. Here's Zunker, sets middle to the only person that has a kill, and that's Kaylee Fry. She's got 2. And the Vikings able to have the Tigers lead. Riley Laird, the libero this evening. Sabrina Bernhard, a starter as well, and she's in now up there on the front line. That one's into the net from Hewitt, and she will march immediately off the court, subbed in for Andrea Kalo. Libero out for Ripon, and their final starter will check into the game. (5-2) for the Tigers, who are 4th in the conference. Here's Zunker looking far side for Elena Supernand off the block. Dug out by the Tigers. That was a terrific job. This one looks like it's going to go long, going to stay in. Kalo to Zunker, trying to find Supernand, who's able to finesse it home. First kill for Elena Supernand. And depends how you sort the conference standings. If you sort it by percentage, Laconia 4-0, perfect on the conference season, is number 1. Second in the conference via percentage would be Ripon. They're 5-2. 4-1 is Springs. 4-3 is Ripon. That's who the Vikes have here tonight. Good dig from Dins just to keep that alive, but it's a free ball to the Tigers. Free one coming back to the Vikings. No, there's a net violation. And the Vikings have done a nice job here to scratch back within a point. Here's Siri Kuski, by the way, at the service line. She came in just a minute ago with Peyton Chemnitz, as is usual for the Vikings. Here's a swing on the far side. That was number 2, Abby Radloff. Here's Bernhardt, able to push it across. Dug out there from the libero from the Tigers. Dins digs this one out. Kuski looks far side. Supernand off the block. No, they're going to say it did not hit the block. Thought I heard a tip there, but I'm fairly far away from the court, so. This one was deep, but Dins didn't know that. 7-4. So Ripon 4th in the conference. Again, Waupun, Laconia, Springs, Ripon, Campbellsport, Mayville, North Fondy, WLA, then Lamira, and Oakfield, trailing the conference, has not gotten a conference win yet. They're 0-5 on the season. Another point for the Tigers, and they've doubled the Vikings up in short order here early on. Dins with the dig. Passing is Kuski to Chemnitz. Chemnitz gets it over. Chance here for the Tigers to get a swing. Once again, Dins to Kuski. Bernhardt off the block. And getting back into their offense is the Tigers. That's a good swing, but it's deep for Malia Kowalewski. It's been a good start for the Tigers in terms of swing percentage. I don't pretend to even try to keep that one. And this is an unforced error once again from the Vikings. A couple of service errors for the Vikes. That one was from Elena Supernand, and it's 9-5. WLA 1-4 on the conference season after their loss last night to Campbellsport. Dins, oh, that is a mighty right-handed swing. Dins with her first kill of the night. Lair and Hewitt back in for the Vikings. But just looking at some of Ripon's schedule this season, and 4th in the conference, you would assume. 4-3 is about right. Here's a swing on this near side from Mills, and Mills able to keep it in. Uncertainty from the Vikings. 3-1 loss to Laconia, 3-1 loss to Waupun, and a 3-0 loss, sweep loss to St. Mary's Springs for the Tigers so far this season. Their wins coming against Mayville, Lamira, Oakfield, and North Fond du Lac. That's a service error for the Tigers, and the Vikings will crawl back within 3. So you look back to the early part of this season for the Vikings. They lost 3-1 over at Mayville. Came back and blew a 2-0 lead to Ripon, who is currently in the win column, at least the best in the Flyway Conference. So it's probably unfair so far for the Vikings, and there's a swing that goes deep for the Tigers. I think that was number 2, Radloff. Couldn't keep that one in. And Zunker will once again serve. Shaky passing this time from Ripon's going to lead to a free ball for the Vikes. Here's Zunker, middle set. There's Fry, and it's deep. Another point for the Tigers. But it is interesting to look at the modified conference season here in the Flyway. Here's Lair passing to Zunker. Zunker looking middle. Free ball coming for the Tigers as Hewitt just bumps it over. There's a good swing and a finish from Lexi Miller. You never know how momentum works, and it always seems to have a big impact. If the Vikings finish out that 2-0 lead that they had over Ripon, caught Ripon on a good night. I haven't seen a ton of Ripon this season, but I would imagine they would probably have told you that wasn't their best night. There's a finish by Radloff on the far side. But if the Vikings able to finish that off, just wonder if old Mo, as they say, there's an ace for the Tigers, first ace of the night. They lead by 6. Just wonder if the momentum would have led to a better current record for the Vikings than 1-4, sorry. I think 1-5 overall. They had that loss to Sevastopol. There's a finish. Check that. Net violation for the Tigers. Another point for the Vikings as they try to chip back into what is a fairly sizable first set lead for Ripon. And it's Milena Dins for her second chance. And it's deep again. Vikings, not one thing, it's another so far this season. Really have yet to play a complete match, at least at home. Didn't get to see that 3-0 win, which is their only win over Oakfield, which is at Oakfield last week. But there's a good swing from Supernan. Second kill of the night for her. You can just avoid some of the mistakes that they've been making. You'd like to think that they got at least one of those left this season. A complete game. Runker's not able to get to that, and a good swing on this near side from Erica Mills, her second kill. But you look at who's ahead of the Vikings in terms of the conference standing. They got swept by Laconia. Laconia looked really good. Laconia so far has been the best team in the conference. Again, in terms of win percentage, they are the best. They've played 3 less games than Ripon, so in percentage, they're ahead. In the win column, they're behind. 17-10 now after that swing and kill for the Tigers. But outside of that, Ripon, that was a 5-setter for the Vikings, and then Campbellsport, 3-1 loss. Mayville, 3-1 loss. Haven't played North Fondy, Lemira, or Springs yet. So a couple of chances for wins out there yet. Lemira and North Fondy, you would assume a little bit more in the Vikings class. And again, it's not to say as Kuski is into the net. That's, by my count, the 4th service error for the Vikings. Hard to get anything going when you can't put the serve in. And if it's not passing issues, it's been serving issues for the Vikes this season. I think those are probably the big two. I guess you'd have to ask Coach Recker for certain, and he'll take a timeout right now as he sees his team dropped to an 8-point deficit, 19-11. Back with more after this. You're watching on WLA TV. So again, that goes back to the conversation I started earlier about not playing a complete game so far. Served it really well against, I think that was the Laconia match maybe, perhaps. Passed it well against Ripon. But something was missing, has been missing, as Kowaleski with her first kill of the night. And that was hammered down the line from Malia Kowaleski. Freshman for the Tigers. Very talented just based on the small sample size we've seen tonight. A couple of vicious swings. There's really one of the first couple of miscues of the evening from Ripon. They've just, they've had a couple of very good attacks, but so far, they've just gotten the ball over the net, gotten their serves into play, and it is out. Looked close. Thought it might have crept into that this near side, but they're going to say that was out, so point to the Vikings. But they haven't beaten themselves so far tonight, and with the Vikings doing so, especially from the service line, it's all you got to do, put it in play, and take what the defense gives you, so to speak. There's another example of it, as Kowaleski got both of them, right? Got that vicious right-hand swing earlier, and that time just finessing over the block of the Vikings. She's back to serve now. That's a tough one. There's another ace. That's the second ace of the evening. You look just from the service line, and I'm not talking about a good serve that puts the other team, gets you a free ball and a good swing. I'm just talking about aces and errors. There's a 6-point swing just in those two statistical categories for the Vikings and the Tigers. Here's the passing, some passing woes for the Vikings. Kalo able to get it across the net. We'll see what the Tigers can do. A little back set there. Kalo gonna look for Dins. Dins into the net. And it's a 10-point lead. Pass from Supernan Kuski, who sets it across to Dins. And accidental pointing there from the referee. I'll give the kill to Dins. Accidentally pointed the other way. There were a couple of Vikings that had their hands over their mouths. Here's Riley Lair, the libero tonight for the Vikings, able to get the service in, which normally isn't something you even mention, but that time it is. We're going to say to get it over, it was a double hit from Geneva Hewitt. Probably one. She didn't look like she agreed with it, although in the grand scheme of things, when you're down 10, 24-14, probably not one you argue too much. There's a swing. And that's going to end this first set. Erica Mills with the cross-court attack, and it's 25-14. Well, the 1 in 5 Vikes on the ropes again. 1 in 3 in the Flyway Conference, and if they put 2 more sets together like that, talking about Ripon, they're going to go to 5-3 on the conference season and send the Vikings to 1-4 in the conference. Back in a couple of minutes. You're watching on WLA TV. Stay with us. Just about ready for the second set. The first set, if you're just joining us, 25-14 in favor of the Ripon Tigers. 4th best team in terms of winning percentage in the Flyway Conference this spring. Here's Dins from the service line. Swing will finish for Erica Mills. She's had a nice night for the Tigers. 4th kill by my count, which is probably wrong, but we're doing our best up here. Mills has been very good, and she's back to the service line right now. Loops that serve over. Zunker back set off of the block and down. Out of bounds, so that'll be the first kill of the night for Geneva Hewitt. And Hewitt's going to sub out in favor of Andrea Kalo. And Kalo back to serve. Again, the normal suspects of the Flyway Conference, including Ripon, Campbellsport, and Waupun, and Oakfield, 4 of them. All top halfers except for Oakfield, who's currently winless in the Flyway Conference. But, top 5 teams, 3 of them are from what is usually the East Central. Is that what they're from now? There's a finish for Elena Supernant, her 3rd kill of the night. All these changing conferences and realigning, and a lot of times you forget where they're from. Yeah, it is still the East Central. That's what I thought. Had to double check there. Here's a free ball for the Vikings as they finally get a lead in this match. They did not lead at all in set number 1, and that was pretty short-lived as Fry hammered it into the middle of the net. That's Lexi Miller with a nice serve. Dins passes to Zunker. Zunker sets it up and Fries into the net. Back-to-back points. This is a pass that's over the top and into the net. That is a rare mistake from Malia Kovaleski. And a free pass over from Kalo that was hammered down. Here's Siri Kuski into the game for the Vikings. Back set and finish. That was way too easy for Abby Radloff. Radloff will trot back to the service line as well. Dins digs this one out. Back set from Kuski. Off of the block and out for Elena Supernan, her 4th kill of the night. Tied up at 4. See if the Vikings can get any type of momentum going here. Here's a set to this near side. That's Kovaleski. Better passing that time from the Vikings. The swing wasn't the best that Dims will ever hit, and Ripon gives another free one to the Vikings. Here's Chemnitz. This is deep. Couldn't get her hand on top of it, and Ripon leads once again. Kovaleski back to the service line. Dins into the net, and another point for the Tigers. Almost another ace for the Tigers, but a free ball for the, give a kill to Dins. Don't think she was. Well, you're always trying to score, I suppose, huh? Unconventional, that's what we'll call it. Here's Riley Lair. That is a terrific serve. Probably the best of the night for the Vikes so far. That was Mills with the swing. Chance for Dins again. That's into the net again. This is Avery Downs, the libero. Passed up from Chemnitz to Kuski, back to Chemnitz. And a chance on this near side. Mills in transition with her 5th kill of the night. Another good serve sends Riley Lair sprawling out. Chemnitz can only push this one over. And a chance for a back line swing. And this is out. Downs gave it a shot from the back, but not able to convert. Fry and Zunker back in for the Vikes, and Zunker will try to get WLA a little momentum going forward here. That's a better serve. Mills, that's a good swing down the line, around the block, and she's got another one. Mills has been terrific. And the Vikes just cannot grab hold of any type of momentum. Lair passes, Dins saves. Swing from Fry, oh wow, that's out of nowhere. Making offense out of nothing was Kaylee Fry. She's got her third kill of the night on that swing. Melina Dins back to serve. Searching anywhere for some momentum. That sails out from Dins. They're able to dig this one out. Zunker looks far side, Supernan. Good swing. Oh, that's a terrific idea and decision from Sheridan Zimmerman. And after setting, Zimmerman decided to push that one over, and the Vikes weren't ready for it. Mills, short with this one, into the net. Zunker back out to Lair, and back into transition comes Ripon. There's another swing and another kill, Abby Radloff. Maddie Lair into the game for the Vikings, as Dins will take a seat. Another serve for Mills. That was a terrific pass coming off the bench cold for Maddie Lair. Good pass, dug it out. Here's Riley Lair, digs that one out. Supernan looks to this near side and tipped over. Some finesse from Geneva Hewitt, her second kill of the night. And it's a 12-8. Kalo and Pino. Return for the Vikings. Here's Kalo. That's a good serve. Far side block. And the Vikings defense finally having a little bit of an impact. We'll give that one to Fry. It looked like she got her hand on it. It was Fry and Supernan in the block. Here's Kalo. Serves it over. Good middle set. Into the solo block of Kaylee Fry, and the back-to-back blocks for the Vikings. Back-to-back blocks for Fry, and the Vikes back within 2. 3-0 run for the Vikings, and finally a little bit of momentum. Good serve from Kalo. Free ball back. Maddie Laird to Zunker. Oh, that is beautiful. 3 in a row for Kaylee Fry. A couple of blocks, and that one tipped over. And for the first time in what seems like since the, almost got to go back to the third set of the Waupun match for some momentum here at home. Can they keep it up? This is tipped over. Indecision for the Vikings, and there's a lift, and it also didn't get over from Jess Pino. See if the Vikes can get it right back. It'll be Lexi Miller to serve for Ripon. Try to stem some of the tide a little bit. Good pass from Maddie Lair once again. Zunker. And when the Vikings are able to get into a rhythm, it's fun to watch. If you're a Viking fan, you just wish it able to get into that rhythm a little bit more often, but they're back within a point. Tell you what, Maddie Lair, since coming into the game for Dins in that back row, she has passed the ball tremendously well. It's got to be a hard thing to do, come cold off the bench like that. And Kalo looking for her setter, who was behind her, and some miscommunication as Kuski and Supernan couldn't determine who was supposed to go and grab that. Radloff, nice serve, and it's in. That's an ace. Just the third of the night by my count for Ripon, but first of this set, it's a big one. Gives the Tigers another 3-point lead. Here's Lair's pass. It's a overpass, free one, and it is punished by Kovalevsky. Curse of the commentator. This one's deep off of the arm of Radloff. Dins will check back in for Lair. Good spark off the bench was Maddie Lair. Here's Supernan. That's a terrific serve. Dug out well by the Tigers. Kovalevsky finishes. That is a thing of beauty when the Tigers pass it well to their setter Sheridan Zimmerman, and Zimmerman sets her outside hitters up well as well. Here's one of them, Kovalevsky. Kuski, back row swing, somehow willed over on the block. That was Emma Pino. Got her hands on it. And that's her first kill of the night by my count, which is unofficial. Kovalevsky will keep serving. Miscommunication from the Vikings. Kalo gets it back to the front of the court and ushered over by Chemnitz. Once again, a phenomenal set. And a kill from Pino. Back-to-back kills for Pino. Timeout Vikings. And it's a 6-point lead. Back with more. Second set. You're watching on WLA TV. Vikes got to go on a little bit of a run here. Always seems like you let that other team get to 20, it's just seems like an uphill battle. And Vikings trying to avoid doing that too early here. That set from Kuski was a little bit short. And it gets the Tigers into their offense. That's, well, when it's going good, those fall in. And it was a good swing. I couldn't see the number on that. I think it was, might have been Pino again. Kuski tries to pass it. Supernan. Dins will give a free one to the Tigers. Here's Pino once again into the block. Free one. Dins. Dug out by the libero. Fight at the net. Won by Pino for the Vikings, but this time able to finish. What a rally and what a finish to the rally for the Ripon Tigers. That was Pino again. (21-13). Seems like just a couple of minutes ago, this was a tight second set. Din's able to pass it to Kalo, who sets it up. Free one coming for the Tigers. Set up to the near side. Mills will tip it over. Set up once again to Pino, who just has to give a free one. Hey, there's another one of those push sets across, and it's catching the Vikings off guard a little bit from Zimmerman. That's in. Dins with her fourth kill. Had some good rallies here in the last couple of minutes, haven't we? Here is Riley Lair. This is deep. I got 6 service errors for the Vikings so far tonight. This Ripon team is a good team. There's the what seems like the first service error. I know it's not the first, but sure seems like it for the Tigers. This is a good team. Obviously, we saw Laconia. They're dominant. Ripon on their night can be as well. Spring's obviously a good team if they swept these Tigers. But my goodness, when they're passing well and finding Zimmerman, there's another swing down the line. Mills finishes. Her 7th kill, at least 7th kill of the night for Zimmerman, or for Mills, pardon me. But when they give Zimmerman a chance with when they dig it out and give her a good pass, she is automatic on the set. There's another kill for Radloff. Nice work at the net there. And it's set point. Ooh, that one almost trickled over. And Zimmerman could hear her trying to yell that one across, sitting on the tape, and just fell back. Not sure it's going to matter here in this second set. They retain an 8-point lead. Something special got to come for the Vikings. That's a good start, as that was into the net. The block probably had it covered as well of Supernand and Fry. Dins with another good serve, and it's in for the Vikings. Near side, into the block. And out. No, they're going to say into the net were the Vikings. 25-17. 25-14, 25-17. And Ripon's opened up a 2-0 lead. And look like they're well on their way to their 5th conference win. They'd move to 5-3 on the season should they close this one out. Vikings have a lot of work if they're going to turn this result around. You're watching on WLA TV. Stay with us. Well, if you're just joining us, glad to have you along here on WLA TV. Jordan King along with you. 2-0 lead for the Ripon Tigers, 25-14, 25-17. As they look like they're on their way to a 5th conference win here at WLA. It would drop the Vikings to 1-4 in the conference, 1-5 in the conference. Early lead here in the third set for the Vikes. Sends freshman Milena Dins back to the service line, and this is hammered across. Returned by fellow freshman from the Tigers, Malia Kovaleski. And now we got another good rally going here. They're going to save the Tigers into the net. So a 2-0 lead early on for the Vikes. Dins, another good one. Starting to get that serve looking a little bit better for the Vikings. Going to need it if they're going to turn this result around, that's for sure. Sprawling out was Zunker, set up by Fry, who carried it. Double hit. And as we saw in the last set for the first time, junior Maddie Lair into the game for the Vikings. She'll replace Dins. That's short into the net from Erica Mills. It's like the first foot she's put wrong tonight. She's been phenomenal. Probably been Ripon's best player outside of setter Sheridan Zimmerman, who's been bullseye on. This is into the net from Geneva Hewitt. Too much of that tonight for the Vikings. Hewitt, this is a better pass. Zunker, back set, Fry. Cross court, miscommunication, and a point for the Vikings. Good cross court swing for Fry, her 7th kill. She'll be replaced by Siri Kuski. And Chemnitz will come in for Zunker. Vikes lead at 4-2. And this is better from Kuski. Normally she's dynamite from that service line in terms of giving the Vikings a chance, and she's also a pretty good setter too. This is off the block. It was hammered from Supernand, went off the block. I think it was probably Pino. She was part of it. And the Vikings couldn't keep it from flying out the end line. This is into the net. Radloff. Dins back in. She will replace Maddie Lair as she's set to come back into the front court. This is a little bit of an off-pace serve there, and I think it had Ripon off balance. Speaking of off-pace, good finish there, and once again, that's number 8, Emma Pino. Made a comment about how she really hadn't gotten in on the action early on. Not to say she hasn't been a big factor for Ripon, but second half of the second set and first part of this third set, she's had a tremendous impact offensively for the Tigers. And I know some of this stuff goes in waves and kind of depends on the passing and all of that. There's a good swing from Peyton Chemnitz. She's been quiet tonight. That's just her first kill. So Vikes retain a 2-point lead. Trying to at least put a little bit of pressure on Ripon by winning this third set and forcing a fourth, and maybe get some momentum. Who knows? Here's Mills. Again, hasn't been a great start to this third set from Ripon. They would tell you this is probably about as bad as it could have, especially with how they looked in the first two sets. not forcing many mistakes from themselves. There's another one. First ace of the night by my count for the Vikings. It's going to force a timeout from the Tigers coach Landerman. We'll be back in about a minute. You're watching on WLA TV. So good start for the Vikes. They trail 2-0. Here's Riley Lair. That was another great serve. And the Vikes are rewarded for it. 3-0 run for the Vikings. 2 while Lair's been serving. I think that was Mills that couldn't quite get that one across the net. Almost a free one, and forced Zimmerman to just push it over. Here's the set backwards from Kuski. And I think Hewitt thought it was tipped. It's kind of the motion she was giving. And she's got a grin on her face. I don't think she's too angry about it. Some of them you just hit, and they're just not what you intended. Here's a middle set from Kuski. Dins finish. 5th kill of the night for Dins. That's the 3rd Viking that has at least 5 kills, along with Kaylee Fry, who leads the team with 7, and joining Elena Supernand with 5. 10-5, Vikes lead. The duo of Zunker and Fry back in for the Vikings. Good serve from Zunker. But once again, just so hard to get these Tigers out of rhythm. Supernand into the net. Point Tigers. Even when they're sprawling around, they're making good passes. And obviously it's a calming factor to know that your setter is going to put it where she should. And Zimmerman has all night tonight. A little bit of miscommunication, but Fry and Hewitt worked it out. That's into the block once again. Free one over the top. And Kaylee Fry makes zero mistake about this. Her 8th kill of the night. Fry has been terrific. One of the bright spots in a match that hasn't always been bright. If you're a Vikings fan. Dins. Here's part of the reason why. Vikings have served it into the net or long far too often tonight to win a game of this quality. Maddie Lair back in. Riley Lair digs this one out. Tipped over from Zunker, and must have been underneath is what they said. She crossed underneath. I was going to say, thought she stayed out of the net. She did. Here's Mills. That's a terrific serve. Right into the soft spot of the Viking defense. Miscommunication from Zunker and Lair. Going right at Zunker, which isn't a bad idea. Go at the setter. Try to get the other team out of their offensive sink. This one's tipped over. And another finish from Radloff. She's got 5. Vikes still lead, but all the momentum now with the Tigers here in this 3rd set. This one's a little loose from Maddie Lair. Chance for Zunker, which is going to have to pass a free one over. Near side, tipped over, and finish. Kovalevsky, her 5th tonight. Another good serve from Mills. Supernan had a chance at it. Into the net she goes, and for the first time since 3-2 in this set, the Tigers lead once again. They lead it by 1. Mills, dug out by Lair. Middle pass and a terrific set from Zunker. Fry finishes. She's got 9 kills, and the Vikings are back tied. Here is Hewitt. That's better from the service line from Geneva Hewitt. This one's long, and first miscue swinging from Kovaleski. Just a touch long. Hammered cross court on the swing. Not able to keep it down. Nice job once again from Hewitt. Middle set this time. That's wide. Couple of mistakes back to back from Ripon. And I mean, if you put true serum in them, they'd probably tell you everything. A lot of the things that WLA have gotten here in this third set have come from their first mistakes of the night, really. There's another serve from the Vikes that's into the net. Lexi Miller back to serve for the Tigers. Pass from Maddie Lair, Zunker, kind of the bump set. That's out of bounds around the. Ugh. Tied it back up, have the Tigers. Once again, a good serve, good set, but this was blocked. Kovaleski, her 6th kill of the night. And that was another good chance for Kaylee Fry, but swarmed with the double block. And the set really didn't allow her to be able to go down the line. She had to go cross court, as Supernan did there. A couple of miscommunications. That was 4. Yeah, I was gonna say, that was 4 hits. And ties this thing back up. Kuski Chemnitz in. There's, again, not a ton of mistakes so far tonight. Downs a little loose with that pass into the net. And the Vikes lead again. Here's Kuski. Back and forth here in this third set go the Tigers and the Vikings. This one is a good one from Kuski. Mills. Zimmerman. Finished by Kovaleski. 7 kills for her tonight. And again, back and forth we go. This is deep. Another error for the Tigers. In a far from perfect third set from them. Lair will take a seat. Maddie Lair in place of Melena Dins. Here's Supernan from the service line. Another time for the Vikings into the net. She knew it as soon as she hit it. Tied up. Kovaleski. Pass from Supernan. Middle set. Tapped over by Chemnitz. Near side swing Mills. Cross court dug out. Kuski. Free one coming as Dins passes it over. Zimmerman near side. Tapped over by Mills. Dug out by Kuski. Chemnitz somehow gets a fingertip on it to get it over. Cross court and in. Mills once again. 8 kills tonight for Erica Mills. And I've said it once, say it again, Mills has been terrific for the Tigers. Chemnitz Looking for Bernhard, who gets it across the net. Set up to the middle, and a little out of sync that time, the Tigers, but they've still got the Vikings scrambling here on the defensive side. Swing from Dins, pushed over from Zimmerman. Pushed back over from Chemnitz. I'm not sure what, oof. I disagree with that call. I don't know the game well enough to disagree with calls. Let's just leave it at that. But I know Coach Recker, based on that reaction, did not agree with the call either. Here's Bernhard down the line. Must have gone around the wire. Couple shakes of the head from Bernhard. Kuski puts her palms in the air. Not the time that you needed a couple of calls to go against you, and the Vikes have. Opens up a 3-point lead for the Tigers. This is off the Chemnitz block, but somehow the pesky Tigers keep it alive. Terrific job by them. Middle set to Chemnitz from Kuski. Dug out once again. And Mills probably tried to do a little bit too much with that one. She could have just bumped it over. Tried for the swing, which is, you like the aggressive play, certainly. But into the net, the ball went, and the Vikes trail by 2. Riley Lair went on a nice little run in the second set. Can she do the same here from the service line? Middle set for the Tigers. Now it's Dins off the block. It was tipped through a couple of back row players out of sync, and the Vikes back within a point. Like I said, you know, take your chances. You force a fourth set here, make the Tigers think about it at the very least. Here's Lair once again. This looks deep. It is. 19-21. Back to the service line goes Avery Downs. Last time she was there, she served it into the net. That was earlier here in this third set. Some encouragement from Coach Recker for these Vikings. Chemnitz not able to get a swing on it. She just has to push it over. This is off the block of Hewitt. Hewitt able to tip it over. Middle set. Dins back to Hewitt. Off the block. Dug out by Kuski. Back in. Somehow kept alive by Supernan. Kuski gives a free one to the Tigers. Mills near side. Off pace. Far side. Dins. Good swing down the line, but it's out. Another phenomenal rally between these two. But every one of those long ones seems to be going the Tigers' way. They've reopened a 3-point lead. Downs, good serve. Dug up by Lair. Far side, that's Hewitt. Into the block. And Tigers 2 points away from sealing a Flyway Conference sweep. Vikings have slowly gotten closer. Mills comes out, by the way. Cassandra Jennings, one of the seniors on this Ripon team, out on the floor now. Downs, deep. Vikes needed that. That's a little bit of a lifeline. Zunker and Fry back in. And Zunker going to try to keep this from going to match point, if she can. Nice if she rattled off 5, wouldn't it? If you're a Vikings fan. Here's a swing. That won't be happening, as the senior, Cassandra Jennings, just into the game, gets her first swing to go. Take her out. 1,000% swing percentage. It's match point. Dins looks far side to Fry. Dug out by Downs. Back set from Zimmerman. Cross court. It's deep. So the Vikings stay alive. They need 3 points here from Milena Dins at the service line, or they're going to drop to 1-5 in conference play. Here is Dins. Zimmerman, that's a terrific back set. Passed from Dins. Zunker Fry into the block, kept alive from Supernan. Zunker's going to go straight back to Elena. Dug out, and not well enough from Avery Downs. That was a tough one to handle, and she wasn't able to pass that one to a teammate. Here's Dins. This is another miscue from the Tigers, but they're going to at least able to salvage it and get it across. Zunker middle set. Fry looks to tip, and she's got it. Vikes within a point of at least. Of course, oh man, you just got to get this to 25. Or to 24, sorry. Timeout Ripon. Vikes hanging on by a thread. Back with more after this. You're watching on WLA TV. Well, the ball is will be in the hands of Viking freshman Milena Dins. Vikings need this point to stay alive. And Ripon going to take Cassandra Jennings back out in favor of Erica Mills. Mills has, well, at least 8 kills tonight. Dins' first step is get it over, and Downs can't handle it. There's a huge ace. It's just the second of the night for the Vikings. And it comes at, well, I don't think it could have come at a better time. Let's just say that. 24-24, at least gives you some breathing room. They're going to keep going at Downs. Downs can't handle that one either. That goes into the tower. And now it's set point for the Vikings. Well, this would be terrific. Go from 24-21, I believe is what it was. You can rattle off 5 straight points, not sure there, so safety from Kovaleski. Chance for a Supernan cross court. This one's better from Downs. Chance for Mills. Dug out by Lair. Battle at the net. Fry wins it, and the Vikings win the set. 26-24. The Vikings earn themselves the right to play at least one more set, and the Tigers have to stick around. Is momentum switching camps? We'll find out. 4th set coming up next. Stay with us on WLA TV. So can the Vikings retain some momentum? The fourth set will start the way the third finished, and that's with outside hitter, all-around player for the Vikings, Milena Dins, at the service line, where she rattled off 5 straight points. Well, was part of 5 straight points for the Vikings to force this fourth set. They were down 24-21, won it 26-24. Here's Supernand, Zunker, back to Supernand. That is hammered! And Elena Supernand has her 6th kill of the night. That was the hardest hit volleyball we've seen tonight on either side. Here's another good serve from Dins. 4 hits, or a double hit, doesn't really matter what you call. It's a point for the Vikings. And this just the 3rd ace, 2nd in as many sets for Dins. In fact, that's about 2 in the last. There's another one off of Downs. This is something else. Dins has rattled off 8 straight points, or the Vikings have. Again, they're not all aces, but 8 straight points. This one's handled better by Downs. Good set here to the near side, tipped over. Zunker sprawls out. Dins looks for Supernand. Supernand has to tap it, and she can't get it over the net. That's for the Vikings. But still, that point notwithstanding, and now who was red hot Milena Dins at the service line, subbed out, get a, if nothing else, just a mental break on this back row, and I think it's probably helped her. Coach Recker, and that's a great job from Geneva Hewitt, her 3rd kill of the night. She pushed that one down the line, did a nice job, and it's 4-1. Coach Recker's done this in the second half of the season with Hewitt and with Dins, just giving them the mental break. They don't need to be taken out of the game physically. This is back into the net from Geneva Hewitt, and hopefully these problems don't start cropping up again for the Vikings from the service line. But just giving them a chance to sit out and regroup their thoughts, I think, is important. Zunker bump set back to Supernand. This one's deep. It is not tipped. And back-to-back points for the Tigers. Four to 3. This is a better serve this time from Lexi Miller. Fry's going to get a swing at it. Had to loop it over and thought the Tigers might keep that alive, but instead it's the 11th kill for Kaylee Fry. She leads, well, I have leads all players, but that may not be true. It's true because I said it's true. You heard it on the internet, so it's got to be true. Kaylee Fry with 11 kills. Here's Siri Kuski, who's into the game, along with Peyton Chemnitz. Near side, Kovaleski off the block, and there's another point for the Tigers, 5-4. Kovaleski's done a nice job tonight. I have her for 8. Seems low. Back to serve is Abby Redloff. Dug out, free ball over. I'll tell you what, that was the same, and they're going to get the Vikings into the net. That was the same thing they called a carry on the Vikings for earlier. That's Pino. I didn't see anything wrong with it when Kaylee Fry did it, so I'm not going to, there was nothing wrong with what Pino just did, as that serve is just a touch wide from Radloff. Give a point back to the Vikings. They lead once again. So I don't think there was anything wrong with what Pino just did. I just don't think that's consistent based on what we saw earlier in the match. Here's Supernand. Kind of mishit that one. Had backspin on it, actually, going across the net. Here is Chemnitz off the Kuski set. Zimmerman going to set to this near side. Sprawling out is Kuski. Bump set And a free one for the Tigers. Comes over, free chance for the Vikings. Bernhard. Oh, now things are getting a little sloppy, but staying alive are the Tigers. Back set, Bernhard off the block. Zimmerman, another great attack from the set. Dins over the block, and finally the Vikings have won one of these long rallies, and it's Dins who's able to get it done. She's nearing double digits in kills. She's got 9. Supernan still serving for the Vikings. This is hit purely. Chance on this middle. Stayed alive. And is that going to stay in from Kuski? Oh, my goodness. It looked like it was going to stay in, but it didn't. The Ripon bench was celebrating. They thought they had won the point. It was a vicious swing from the center set. Couldn't tell if that was Radloff or Pino. The Vikings still had it alive. Still a 1-point Vikings lead. Well, you win the 4th set, then you really feel like you have the momentum heading to the 5th. This is blocked by Bernhard. And I know she hasn't played in a couple of the sets tonight, but that's just her first kill. 2-point lead for the Vikes is Riley Lair, the libero tonight, donning the number 18 white jersey. This is into the net. Thought that might trickle over, but it didn't. And Tigers back within 1. Lair's counterpart, the libero for the Tigers, is Avery Downs, who's back to serve now. She went on a nice little run in the 3rd set. That's a good swing from Hewitt off the block, kept alive by the Tigers. Free ball over, good pass, Zimmerman, middle set, and finished off by Lexi Miller, her 3rd kill of the night. When she hits them, they stay hit, and we're tied up. Here at 8. Downs, Lair, Kuski, Hewitt just pushes that one over. Vikings not able to get as many swings tonight. At least it doesn't feel like it. Into the net was, nope. I couldn't tell what the call was there. I missed it. I was looking at the wrong official. Ripon did something wrong. 9-8. Zunker on the service line for the Vikings. There's a nice little slide play by Ripon. Hewitt. Oh, I thought it was into the net. She got it across the net. She can't even believe it. You should see the look on the face of Geneva Hewitt, who looked shocked that the referee was pointing to give a point to the Vikings. She hit it and immediately fell down. She thought she hit it into the net. Here's a pass over from the Tigers. Chance for Dins. It's off the block and out. Good swing from Elena Dins. She's into double figures. That's her 10th kill. This is very short and into the net for Mary Zunker. It's a nice little couple of points there for the Vikings to put some breathing room between them and the Ripon Tigers. They lead it 11-9. Lair passes to Dins, sets it across, and in down the line. Kaylee Fry is having a monster night. She's got a dozen kills, and that'll force a timeout from the Tigers. What have the Vikings got cooking up here? Turning point in the season, perhaps, for the Vikings. They lead by 3 in the 4th set. You're watching on WLA TV. So Melena Dins will serve for the Vikings, where across the third and fourth sets, she went on an 8-0 run, where the Vikings did when she was serving. Dins, cross court, in, ace, you bet. 11th kill for Dins, her third ace. Fourth ace, sorry, for Dins. She's got 4 of the 5 for the Vikings so far tonight. Dins once again, she's looking at serving at Avery, down to the libero for the Tigers. Another one for Dins. She's got 12. She's got 5 aces. And she is starting to take over this fourth set, and the Vikes have the Tigers on their heels. This one's deep from Dins. Had it kind of in that same quadrant, but another service error for the Vikings. And I certainly don't want to beat up Milena Dins for that, because she has been terrific from the service line, but just add it to the list of the Vikings service errors. You can stomach the errors, and that was Geneva Hewitt, her 5th kill, this time coming on the block. A little bit of a change in this time around. They're going to take Hewitt out in favor of Andrea Kalo, who will come in to serve. Hewitt struggled a little bit from the service line tonight. Kalo, that was a good serve. Back set from Zimmerman, off of the block goes the swing of Radloff. Zunker looks to Supernand, cross court, and hammered down from Elena Supernand. She's got 8. 16-10. Kalo will keep serving. That's another good one from Kalo. Set from Zimmerman, near side, into the block. That was Kaylee Fry. Certainly seemed like it with the way she reacted. Either her or Sabrina Bernhard. That double block went to this near right side of the WLA court. And based on the way Kaylee Fry reacted, there's an ace. Kalo's got an ace. That's going to force another Ripon timeout. And what seems like as many minutes. 18-10. The Vikings are trying to turn this result around. They lead by 8 here in the fourth set. Back with more after this. You're listening and watching on WLA TV.
Keep the pressure on. Let's go. Let's go. Be aggressive here.
So here we go. Vikes need 7 more points to force a ultimate 5th set. Another good serve by Kalo. Set from Zimmerman, just poked across by Radloff, and that is a little bit of a cheap one to give up if you're the Vikings. And if you're the Tigers, you're hoping that's an opportunity to get you back into this one. Geneva Hewitt will check back in for Andrea Kalo. Dug out by Dins. Back set from Zunker. Into the set from Fry, but somehow willed over by Zunker. Here's tip. And they're going to say Fry, I think, was into the net. Yeah, and she knew it too. That would have been tipped back over from Fry, but she immediately turned around and looked a little bit frustrated. 18-12. 2-0 run for the Tigers. Set to the far side. Supernand's deep with this one. She looked a little frustrated after that. It's a 3-0 run. Tigers trying to chip back into this one. Set's certainly not over. Here's Zunker. Back set. Fry tips it. Back to the center. Kept alive, but that's a double hit, I do believe. or a carry. Either way, gives the Vikings a point. Looked like a double hit. It looked like it went off of the hand, then the shoulder of the Ripon player. Same Ripon player. Here's Siri Kuski. That's handled by Downs. Back set from Zimmerman. Swing from Radloff, cut out by Kuski. Kuski able to dig another one. Free ball and finish. Kovaleski, the first Ripon Tiger into double figures. She's got 10 kills. And the Tigers back within 5. Here's Radloff. That's a great serve. Dins has to deal with it. She does. Bernhard able to get it across the net. Zimmerman, near side. That's deep. And again, Kovaleski's been so good. Just a freshman for the Tigers, but that's her second or third swing that she's missed on deep in these last couple of sets. That's deep from Supernan, who usually is pretty reliable from the service line, has struggled there tonight. She's not alone. Most of the Vikings have. Outside of Milena Dins, who got the Vikes back into that third set, and big reason why they're winning in this fourth set. It's a point for the Vikes. Double hit for the Tigers. Thought Chemnitz might have gotten into the net there. They're going to say she wasn't. Just Chemnitz's second kill of the night. And Riley Lair's in a big spot, 21-15. This is a good one from Riley Lair. This is a free one coming across for the Vikings. But Kuski had to be the first one to pass, which you'd prefer to not have your setter do. That's blocked somehow from Geneva Hewitt, who hung in the air over the net and was able to block it for the Vikings. Free one. Chemnitz back to Dins. Chance on this near side. Hewitt once again with the block. He's got 6 kills. 7-point lead for the Vikes, and they're 3 points away from forcing a 5th set. Lair, dug out by Ripon. Swing on this near side, that's Mills. Kuski looks for Dins. Dins hangs in the air off the block. Chemnitz will tip it over. Miscommunication by the Tigers. They're still able to get a swing. That's Mills. Kuski once again, back set to Hewitt. Hewitt tips it, looking for the corner. Hits the corner, yes! Geneva Hewitt is on a mission in this 4th set. I think she's got 5 kills in this set alone, or at least in that last portion of the 3rd set and this 4th set. She's up to 7 kills on the night. Another good set from Lair. Vikes have all the momentum. Here's Mills into the block. Down from Hewitt again. And it's set point once again for the Vikings. Well, if you're Ripon, you at least want to get a little momentum, if nothing else, headed towards a 5th set. It's going to be tough to prevent a 5th set from here on out. Swing from Dins, and that's the end of the 4th set. Dins gets her 13th kill of the night, and we're headed to a 3rd set. Can the Vikings turn around what was a 2-0 deficit into a win here tonight? You're going to find out if you stick around. 5th set on the way. You're watching on WLA TV. Well, the question is, are there any Vikings out there without a broken hand? Because Elena Supernan was so fired up coming out of that intermission between sets 4 and 5. I thought she was going to break her teammate's hand. That's a good start for the Vikings. That almost trickled over, but it caught on the net and fell down. Sheridan Zimmerman, who's done a nice job for the Vikings. And the Vikings student section does not believe in sitting down tonight. They're up and ready to go. And there's a good swing and finish for Abby Radloff. Not the biggest student section you'll ever see in your life, but living in COVID times, you'll take what you can get. 1-1. Just to recap the scoring from so far tonight as Mills serves it over. Zunker's looking far side. Supernan off the block and down. Supernan's got 9. 25-14, 25-17 were the scores of the Ripon wins in the first 2 sets. And in the last 2 sets, 26-24, 25-15 for the Vikings to get back into this and force this 5th set. Here's Andrea Kalo. Kalo was good serving in that last set, that 4th set. And there's another ace for the Vikings. Kalo's got 2 of those. Both of her kills coming from the service line. The story from the service line, despite the Vikings' struggles in the first couple of sets, that's deep. Ooh. I don't know about that. I guess you'll have to rewind and tell me on the YouTube stream. It sure looked deep to me. 3-2. That's one rule I do feel pretty comfortable about. I know what out of bounds is. And I think that was out, pardon me. Abby Radloff can't get that one to crawl over the tape. And the Vikings restore a 2-point lead. Vikes have all the momentum, and they also have a 2-point lead here in this 5th and final set. We're going to decide a winner tonight, and we're going to decide it in the next couple of minutes. So stay with us on WLA TV. Oh, that was a overpass, clearly into the net. Wow. Ripon was into the net there. You could see it. It was hammered down, and it was a good swing from Kovaleski. But the ball didn't hit the net, and the net was shaking violently. How do you miss that? Near side tipped over. Good job. Sprawling out was Siri Kuski. Bernhard crawls over the net, and you bet Vikings get another one. Restore that 2-point lead, 5-3. Here's a chance. Second kill of the night for Bernhard, by the way. Here's a chance for Elena Supernan to kind of make it right from the service line where she struggled a little bit tonight, uncharacteristically. That was hammered, and the kill for Malia Kovaleski. And she'll go back to serve now. Here is Kovaleski, dug out by Hewitt. Siri Kuski, middle set, and Peyton Chemnitz with her 3rd kill of the night, hammered that one home from the middle. And that's been crucial tonight, is the Vikings in these last 3 sets have been able to get those side outs quicker than they were in the first couple of sets. haven't been able to let Ripon go on those runs. There's a missed swing. That was Pino who couldn't quite get it across. Vikes lead by 3. Riley Lair's done a nice job from the service line tonight. See if she can continue that here. What a turnaround this would be. Good serve from Lair. This one's hammered down, dug out by Lair. Not sure how much she knew about it, but between Dins, Lair, and Chemnitz, they got a chance here. That's not the best set tonight. Overpass from the Vikings, tipped from Chemnitz, tipped over by the Tigers, and Pino able to get her 5th kill of the night. Very quiet night for Pino, but has done a really, really nice job. And Pino will come out for Lexi Miller. Here's Downs. Downs into the net. Restore that 3-point lead for the Vikings. They're halfway there. They've been in this situation before, though. I'm not going to say anything. I know what you're all thinking out there. Here is Mary Zunker. That's a good serve from Zunker. Almost looked like an overpass. Somehow the Tigers able to get it across the net. Zunker, middle set. Fry tipped it. Tipped back over, free one coming for the Vikings. Here's Fry, sets to Hewitt. Hewitt off the block. Zunker keeps it alive. Hewitt tips it over. And the Vikings able to keep it alive. Tipped over by the Tigers. Here's Fry with the swing. Free ball coming once again. Miscommunication from the Tigers. Here's Zunker, middle set once again. Fry hit that one. That's off of Downs, and the Vikes have a 9-5 lead. What a special night this could be potentially in the season for the Vikings. Zunker, good serve once again. Kovaleski, little loose with that one. It's a free one for the Vikings. Middle set, no, going to the far side. Dins, hit it, off the block, down. Oh, Dins. She kind of had a look of, what did I just do when she hit it? And then the look of, I knew what I was doing the whole time when it hit the floor on the other side. 10-5 Viking lead. Back with the finale of this one right after this. You're watching on WLA TV. All right, so Mary Zunker remains at the service line for the Vikings, who have a 10-5 lead. Again, the Vikings started this match down 2-0, have won the third set 26-24 and the fourth set 25-15 to get to this point. There's another serve that's mishandled by the Tigers. They're able to get it back over. Free one for the Vikings. Zunker, middle set. Fry tips it. Crawled over the tape. Another free one, blocked by Fry. Chance here for the Vikings. What can Zunker do? She finds Dins. Dins hangs in the air, able to get a good swing on it. Downs keeps it alive for the Tigers. They can't get it across the net, and it's a 6-point lead for the Vikes, 11-5. 4 more points. That's all the Vikings need. Zunker with all the momentum in the world. And I don't know what the Vikings have done different other than just make sure their serves are in bounds. But the Tigers not handling them as well as they were in the first couple of sets. Zunker again. That's a better pass from Kovaleski. Good swing, but into the block and down for the Vikings. That's off of Hewitt again. She's had a monster couple of sets here. She's up to 9 kills, and we almost have 4 Vikings into double figures in that category, which no volleyball expert, but would be pretty impressive. That was a swing from Lexi Miller. Middle set for Fry, and they're going to say that was not off the block. that was into the net. And that's why the Vikings couldn't keep playing it. 13-6. Vikes need a side out and another point from a service, and that would be the recipe for success. There's one of them. Kaylee Fry, 14 kills. She is tied with Milena Dins for the team lead, and I have them for the overall lead for both teams. We have set point. I don't think the student section knew that they were only going to 15. A couple of students turned around and said, "Are we going to 15? Yeah, that's what we're going to." Oh man. There it is. Elena Supernand gets her 10th kill of the night, and the Vikings have turned around a 2-0 set deficit into a win. I'll say it now. I was talking to Coach Recker earlier this season. He said it was just the second time in his coaching career, after that Waupun game, that his team had started out with a 2-0 lead and blew it. And I said, how many times has your team started out down 0-2 and come back and won it? He said one. I said, well, if we got the second one of that one this year, we might as well get the second one of the other. Obviously, you'd just prefer to win them all 3-0. But if you're not going to, why not win it in this way? I mean, what an exciting match tonight. And how the tides turn over the course of a match. And that's what the Vikes were able to do, is turn the momentum that was solely in the camp of the Ripon Tigers and turn it completely on its head to where at the end of the game, it was all with the Vikings. Absolutely. 25-14, 25-17. First two sets go to Ripon. The last three sets went as thus. WLA won 26-24, 25-15, 15-6, and moved to 2-5 on the Flyway Conference season, 2-6 overall, and it drops the Ripon Tigers to 4-4 on the Flyway season and 4-4 overall. Not much room for non-conference games here in this abbreviated spring season. So that's why your overall record is very similar to your conference record this year. So that's how the sets broke down for the Vikings offensively. And again, I want to stress that these are unofficial. I mean, they endured about 15. I think I stopped counting somewhere there in that fourth set. So somewhere in that 15 range of service errors, which seemed to be out of control in those first couple of sets, which is when most of those errors came. They turned it around, though, from the service line. They ended up with 8 aces, 5 of them coming from Milena Dins, who led the team in kills. She had 14 tonight, along with Kaylee Fry. Those were the team highs and match highs for tonight's match. Both of them had 14. Geneva Hewitt had 9, 10 for Elena Supernand, 3 kills for Peyton Chemnitz, 2 for Sabrina Bernhardt, and 2 for Andrea Kalo. Kalo had 2 of the aces. And I think Riley Lair had an ace in there as well. So that the offensive output tonight for the Vikings. And my, what a fun match this was. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did calling it. Vikings turn it around. They were down 2-0. They win it 3-2 and get their second win on the season. Hopefully this is a sign of things to come as we move into the second half of the season, and maybe the Vikes got a little momentum going forward. Talked about that early on in the broadcast, was if you're able to pull off that Ripon win, you know, especially if you did it via sweep, but if you pull off that win at all, how does that change the rest of your season, the way we look at the rest of this season with momentum? What does this do? I mean, they pretty much had you dead to rights, you feel. Going back to that third set, there was a point in time where it was Ripon 24, WLA 21. They had to fight off at least 3 points to get it back all square at 24. They rattle off 5 straight points to get it to 26-24 with Dins at the service line, and the Vikings able to use that to catapult themselves into a 25-15 dominating fourth set and a 15-6 dominating fifth set as well. Wow. catch your breath after that one. Vikings win it 3-2, and what a blast it was. Hope you enjoyed it as well. I'm Jordan King saying so long. Thanks for joining us. You've been watching and listening to WLA Varsity Viking Volleyball on WLA TV. Good night.